Of course, I can't ask for feedback from all the interviews that we had here. How many of you have done this before? Have thought about your special gifts, or what it is that your strengths are, and that kind of thing? Have you ever done that kind of self-analysis before? Some of you have, I'm sure. And I think, when you're in college, it's a great time because you have a chance to think and plan what you're going to do next. You don't go into a job every day. Well, some of you are, but most of you aren't. And it's a good time to reflect and to think about how you want to make some important decisions. I'd like to see by show of hands, it seems to me that some of you, I heard somebody have been, how many of you have ever been involved with some kind of a service project? See this kind of show of hands? Wow, that is great. And how many of you have how many of you have been involved in any international projects? Any? That is a very high number. How many of you are thinking about getting involved with some international projects? No, that's great. It's so encouraging. Well, maybe I'm just preaching to the choir here. I do want to encourage you not only to think of a mission, but in some of you who have that special appetite for it, to think about it as a career, to think about working overseas. Like I said, I didn't do it until I was 59, and it just opened up so many new things for me. It gave me a lot more confidence. Even at that age, and when most people think about retirement, it gave me confidence about so many more things that I could do with my life. And it just was such an invigorating thing. So I hope that you do take a look at some of those websites, because it's not just Peace Corps, but it's also this one website that shows all the different possibilities. Some of you may become Rotary Fellows, go overseas with the Rotary programs. It's just anything, it's almost like a niche for anybody with any type of skill who wants to do something. If you've got the heart in the right place and you want to do something good, you'll find something. I'm sure you'll be able to find something. I think you are all peacemakers, peace builders, whether it's happening here in the U.S. or whether it's happening abroad or whether it's both. You're all peace builders. You can make it happen. I feel so much encouraged by your responses and by you all being here. And I will admonish you to go forth and make peace. And before I release you, there is just one thing I want to say, and that's the one thing the president wants to say. So I'm not going to release anybody. Roger's going to release you. But what I do want to say is this, and this is really more concerning our family. Cookie talked about Dad being a refugee and coming to this country, coming to Central. He spent a third of his life here. He died when he was 97. He spent about 35 years here. That's a third of his life. And I have to say, I believe these were the happiest years of his life. And probably the most productive, the most rewarding for him. Probably he felt the most respected, the most loved here. Both from his colleagues, and from the students. So I just want to say one more time, thank you for that. Thank you.
Evening, and before we go, students, I want to take just a second to personally thank you for coming out tonight. It was a very meaningful talk, a very important subject. Thank you so much for being here when Jan was shocked at the number of hands that went up when he asked how many people might have plans to do something international, something to do with world peace. I would not have been shocked if every hand went up. Every generation before me, and especially those immediately before me, said the next generation was going to be the ruination of life as we know it. We have all said that. I defend you. I defend your generation every chance I get, because what is really important to this world is what is important to you folks. All that my generation cared about is that we made more money and did better financially than our parents. When I ask students in the dining center and the students that I meet on campus or students in the leadership class that I teach from time to time, what's important to you? It's sustainability, it's the ecology, it's giving back, it's a life of service, it's service above self. You folks are going to leave this place a lot better off than we are leaving it to you. Right before we leave, I would like for Jan and Cook to stand for a second. I want to kind of show you who all came out.